President rape, that's a metaphor for the U.S. Cause they got us all in the same state. State of mind, brain is minimized. Put me on the news, only criticize. Revolution will never be televised. For the enemy, they never empathize. And I never voted, never sugarcoated. With my finger itching and my gun loaded. When the fire open, let it be a moment. When I shoot the sheriff, if he not demoted, then bang! This for Trayvon and Tree, burn the bush and chronic. Speaking honestly, we living in colonies. Seeing innocent comedies. Monstrosity run rampant all throughout United States. Talking about let's make it fort. Talking about let's make it great. If the shoes fit tight, grab the guns and riot. Time to run with lions on the road to Zion in this age of violence. Time to grab the iron when I pop the silencer. It's nothing but silence when, babe, when you hear the siren sounds, when I come back round, don't let me down. Baby, there's a time to stand your ground, even in front of hell sounds. Don't let me down.
Look, okay, baby, I'm a fool because I thought you would stay. Whether I win or I lose, they already think we dead, but they continue to shoot. I'm just gonna cover my head. I need to duck and I move. I bust a move when I find a way to get on and get up and get out the crib. I was just looking into the mirror, trying to dislocate my fear, cause you broke my heart. Let me dry my tears. So serious, I'm so neglected in the wrong direction with a long erection. Got no protection, but it's fuck the world when she bend it over, being oversensitive. But did I mention that my real intentions are we leave me dealing with the consequences? And I see your tone is very condescending when I talk to you, but no, you won't admit it. And I pity the fool, been trying to vent, but you ain't trying to hear it. Like I'm not in here, but you gotta hear it. Just stop rushing me off to the side. Wow, shit. I'll say, can you see 100 dead bodies in the street? Body duns early like double sprite in a RPT. So proudly, lights gleam at the gun blout when the nighttime of the slum house. Little drum bone with the 1000. Come, hit it, come.
Baby, when you hear the siren sounds, when I come back round, don't let me down. Baby, there's a time to stand your ground, even in front of hell sounds. Don't let me down.
Sure.
So, since y'all rated, you get the bonus privilege of having us start early, because we don't aim to disappoint.
That's right.
How we doing this morning, everybody?
Kieran's right.
We are nerds, that is fact. Sorry about my atrocious lighting in here today. It is fucking dark, because it is very, very rainy outside. Hey, Bilal, how you doing? Oh. We got some randomizer this morning. We have a lot of contestants. I think Tom, one of us, is going to have to sit out in game one.
That's perfect, because I'm not quite ready with
You're not quite ready? Oh, yeah, you haven't even sent me the cards. Perfect. Let's go right in, then. I'm going to...
Slacker.
I was happy with what I had, and then I sat down and looked at it again this morning and found a buttload of new cards I want to put in, and it's going to be a bit. So this works out really well.
Do you want to put up the alert that we're starting a bit early?
Ooh.
Solid shout.
That is a solid shout. Let me go to Twitter. Profile.
Looking out for the PV. Appreciate that.
Boom.
I'm here for
Early start. Get your Tookuses in here. Is Tookuses spelled with a U or T-O-O?
whatever.
I'm going to go with T-O-O.
Yeah.
It makes more phonetic sense to me.
Go with dealer's choice on that one.
It's like Keister. You kind of just go with it, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough, you know. It's a term handed down through generations that is only said and never spelled.
That's right.
I think it's like any archaic term.
I don't think I removed the highlight option. No, highlight's still there. It just cost 1,000. I actually adjusted all the channel points down. Then you're in. Oh, man. Belial, we're going to have to get you in on game 2, but I guarantee there will be a spot for you game 2.
Yeah.
Even actually, like, if a few more people show up, we might get that fabled second pod happening today.
Brad, let's hop in this game, man. Let's get this going.
Show on the road.
I think I've got the right deck selected. I hope so. Let me double check that. No, hold on.
Oh.
Leave match. I don't have the right deck. I have Fight Club. Not.
You done fucked up.
I did. The production value, it's all gone. No, I had it built because I was looking at it while I was working on the super awesome deck tech that's coming out for that next week. And I didn't even have the most current version of the deck, so it's going to be a little bit spicier.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
That's
You nerds make this 1,000,000 points. It literally went up tenfold. Don't complain, Kieran. You'll take what I give you and you'll like it.
Don't act like you can't afford it.
Oh, did my chat box fucking break? Oh, it did.
Already winning on Saturday.
Yeah, dude, you got it. There we go. So I was fucking around with some scenes and apparently my chat box fucked up.
You ruined it.
Is this hand good? No, it's not. Unfollowed, unsubbed by, I'll never miss you.
I don't think this deck has good hands.
Beautiful. Who we got in the command zone, lads?
We got Angie.
Or you know
And-
what? Why don't we go around the table here? Let's
Sure.
start with Brad. Brad, what did you roll this week?
Oh, well, this is the Abzan Spellslinger deck that I unfortunately asked for. The deck
Abzan
has,
Spice Slinger. Who's at the helm?
well, I chose the ill-equipped Carador because
Yep.
it was an Abzan commander. Turns out if you don't have colors that care about spells, then you're not really going to be able to do much with them. But we've got 62 spells in the deck, and 59 of them have instant or sorcery somewhere on them. So we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
Can't wait. Mortos, what did you roll this week?
I got Rakdos, draw or discard. So I went with the madness thing because I'm like, well, that's kind of technically discard, right?
It's a little bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
You're hitting the theme as hard as possible.
Yeah. So I just went all in on the madness deal. It's like, okay,
Cool.
time to do some random dumb stuff.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I've seen this happen somewhat in paper, in person, and then I saw a much more dangerous version of it happen on like a Spike Feeder stream, and I thought, oh wow, this could really get out of hand in the right situation.
Yeah,
So
I've
I
seen
can't wait to
several.
see what you do.
I've seen several builds of it. And, yeah. So I did the best I could with the 15 tickets I had.
All right, and what do we have on your side of things, Jeremy? What do we build this week?
This is Grixis Big Mana. This is a Spellslinger deck that hopes to cast big chunky spells, but apparently, although I put 37 lands in the deck, I get to see 3 lands and a multi 5. So
Oh no.
we're gonna hope it works. Last but not least, Moopsy. What have you got for us today? I think this is
You're not proud of your deck, are you? You're just glossing right on past yourself.
Right
You're
on
not
it.
into the film.
well, I'm a little tilted, so I'm just trying to keep
Fair
it
enough.
together.
It's awfully early for cards not to cooperate.
It's true.
Yeah.
What do you got, Mopsy? Yeah, I see Zer over there. What was the roll?
The rule was face matters. So this one is obviously with the most enchantments that trigger on either end step or upkeep or maybe in the battle zones or battle phases.
Right on. So a super annoying deck.
Yeah, that one was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
This one was sweet when we
Hey,
saw
you
it on
take the
Tuesday.
Opportunity to build the DGen deck when you roll it on the randomizer, man.
You should. We should be throwing as many punches as possible.
Well, and also the next time you might get mono green Spellslinger or Abzan Spellslinger, and
No,
you know.
Jeremy and I already did a mono green.
Yeah.
Actually usable.
Impressive.
Turn the music down just a touch. Oh, there's a dark ritual happening.
But talking about shitty decks you could roll, we're doing a super jank off on Tuesday.
That is right. We have to kind of show off the true power of the EDH randomizer that people might not normally get to appreciate. Tuesday, for our stream slot, we are doing the best of the worst, I'm going to call it. We've selected some really bad monocolor rolls on the EDH randomizer. For example, I'm playing mono blue aristocrats, and I'm actually really excited about it.
I got mono red. Oh,
I'm playing mono red group pack.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Do you know who you're going to put at the helm of that yet?
Mono Red Trooper? That is super easy.
Are you just going to go Norn?
Warchild.
Oh, yeah, okay, that does make
Why
sense.
is Akiran my favorite viewer? Well, we've got our first storytime redemption.
Oh shit.
This isn't much of a story I can tell. You know, Akiran also may not be my favorite viewer. Don't put words in my mouth. Because I love all of you. However, how about Mono Blue Land Destruction? That one is, I don't know if that's actually doable. You can boomerang a bunch of lands.
You totally play that in Legacy. It's the new Karn and Mike and.
Oh, sure, right, Karn and
there's also a lot of stack pieces for that.
right. So, why is Akiran my favorite viewer? Well, he's not, but I've tuned into Akiran's stream, and I'll tell you why Akiran is not my favorite viewer, and that's because he's a mean individual. People in his chat, and I believe also his girlfriend, talk about wanting food on stream, and he tells them no, like some sort of horrible taskmaster. And I just don't think that it's acceptable. I think that there's a certain certain syndrome that is being experienced by Akiran. Fuck, that card doesn't do anything. Well, okay, I'm still on 2 lands. This is bad.
Keep going. You can do it.
Well, now I'm on tilt. However, Akiran has redeeming qualities. He comes in and gives us all hell, has created hashtags for us that absolutely make sense. He also sent me pictures of like a super cute lizard yesterday, so like I'm way into that.
Mm-hmm.
There's also maybe the greatest playmat in existence. Akiran, can I show this picture of your playmat on stream? Hashtag Jeremy Cates. Okay, I can show it. Perfect. So I guess this is one of the guys that plays at Akiran's LGS. He wanted his picture on a playmat, so this is what came of it. And I gotta say, like, I kind of want one.
I don't get to first place.
Stellar.
It is a heater.
That's the inspiration for our next wave of NCPD art.
I'm not responsible if you get demonetized. Nah, I'm pretty sure like the RIAA is responsible for that.
Besides, nipples are fine.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a good nip? I have a funny feeling I might get Elephantide here.
I want to, but I feel bad. I really do. Like, if you were some of the other members of our group, I might go for it.
This would be a perfect attack against William.
Oh no, I was thinking Teddy, but that's just
Sure, yeah.
unfounded rivalry.
I think it's totally founded.
See, that's the thing. It isn't, because he's done nothing wrong.
Well, I'm gonna make sure that this VOD gets taken down so that nobody can clip you saying Teddy has done nothing wrong.
Oh, yeah,
We
fair.
can't have that.
The views expressed by me do not necessarily reflect
Geese is bidding, sure.
Some draft bombs.
Yeah. Oh man. If I draw a land next turn, I'm back in to some degree.
I'll get you some extra card draw next time.
Oh, perfect.
Don't make me regret that, Jerry.
This deck does powerful nothing, okay? It does a whole lot of it. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, with throwing some shade at Teddy here, or maybe not, I uploaded a tier 3 emote because I wanted something to be in that slot. So if anybody feels like spending $25, you can get the new Neon City Shots Fired.
Huh. I saw the email about that. I didn't actually see it. Neat.
It's
fine indeed. Subscribe at tier 3, Canadian dollars, $33.99.
Canadian dollars too many. But what's nice is I get to taunt you all with it.
That's not how you sell that.
That's how I sell fiscal responsibility.
Yeah. I'd be,
Oh no, Twitch is totally fine with gun emotes. Like, there's nobody being shot in it. I did some, copy enchantment. Oh, so now you have double greater oromancies, so all of your enchantments have shroud. Cool.
That's pretty rude.
It is a lot of monies. Come on, land. Come on, land.
I'll get you.
That's not a land. It's a card that makes mana, but it's not a land. Here, chat. This is my draw for the turn.
That's frustrating.
I'm sure that's a nice card.
It would solve a portion of my problems if I could cast it.
I mean, land drops aren't hard, Jared. You just gotta do them.
Yeah, right? You just need the lands in your hand to play.
I mean, I'm completely missing a color, but that's not the point.
Yeah, you've cast 2 spells.
You're darn right. We're running out of those, but you're darn right.
You can flashback this Call of the Herd. What are you talking about? You have so many spells.
It's great.
Big,
I get to make so many elephants.
big mana deck, right? You got
some big game.
Powerful magic.
Ooh. Creature with power 4 or greater.
I know, but it was.
Belial, you had what? It was Naya big mana, right? Hopefully this deck gets to do something. Since we got some people here, I want to make a couple of announcements. Well, we already talked about the best of the worst happening on Tuesday. Right, I was playing Mono Blue Aristocrats. Moosey playing Mono Red Group Hub. Tom, what were you putting together for that again?
Oh, that's right. We didn't get to that. I'm doing Mono Black Auras.
Mono Black Auras? Okay.
I don't know who's going to be at the helm yet, but I've been waiting for opportunities to play with lots of different Mono Black commanders, so I'll figure it out.
Alright. I mean, my personal favorite Mono Black commander will always be Chainer Nightmare Adept, but I don't think he really fits. Or, sorry, Chainer Dementia Master. That one's Dementia Master. Is it? I think so. Hold on.
Sorry, what was the thing again, Tom?
Mono Black Auras.
Well,
Yeah.
you can never go wrong with Makar, and let me tell you. I might be the only advocate for Makar on Earth, but...
You're not, actually. In fact, I have a Makar deck that I play occasionally off stream. That was originally a 3-ticket deck that I just kind of enjoyed playing. With some of the spicy stuff that you showed off occasionally when you bust out your Makar deck. And you made me a fan. I'll certainly give you that. You're not alone. You've converted me. But that's not where I'm going this time, only because Crick gives me free spells and Yawgmoth gives me free cards. So I want something.
Crick is kind of a dude.
Yeah, and I've been looking for a chance to play with those dudes really since they came out and haven't really gotten a great one. So I think that this will be fun.
Kieran said play Gisa. That way you can make something swole with a bunch of power auras and then sack it for 1,000,000 zombies.
Oh no, Kieran, stop!
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. what I want to do,
Sure, I'll take 2.
not to reveal too much, but I want to see how much fun we can have with the black auras that just like immediately revive a killed creature.
Right, okay.
And I think
So,
there's
like-
actually suitable amounts of fun that you can have with that. Now,
Right,
I
so
think
so
there-
not even necessarily like cards like Animate Dead, but the cards that like, you know, return the creature that died to the battlefield.
Precisely.
Interesting. I mean, I'll tell you, Animate Dead is 2 cents. You should probably play it.
Yeah, it's an aura, and I'm not going to get to run that many other good auras like that. So it's in the list.
Yeah, Teddy and I were talking about this Mono Blue Aristocrats deck yesterday before I went to sleep, and I think it's going to be picante.
I do enjoy having Teddy around. He's always willing to discuss brews at the very least.
Yeah, and that's what he told me. He said, you know, he's probably not going to play Magic Online, but he will talk about ridiculous deck building for days.
Well, you know, I guess that brings up another point. We are planning on doing some paper Magic, and our first foray into that starts Thursday, right, Jared?
The first foray, yeah, Thursday, y'all getting a bonus stream in the middle of our afternoon. So, friend of the channel, Nicholas Rage MTG, he runs
His name is actually Steve.
His name is actually Steve. He runs a paper stream that recently started. And on his invite, I'm going to be playing some Paper Magic over on his channel. We're going to stream it over here as well. I'm going to be playing...
Early up in there with it?
Oh, I'm definitely getting Tassiger up in there, and it's going to be fantastic. These guys are not ready for the size of the villainous wealths I'm going to be casting.
Well, they might be now that you set it out to the world.
Well, I mean,
not
they
to
can
worry
try
about
to be
that.
ready. Oh, more cards. Perfect. This is what I needed.
So do they play like pretty no holds barred, or what do they typically do for that?
I definitely, when I tuned in on Thursday, saw
that off as soon as you can.
well, that, you know, I've been waiting for something to use that on. Oh, the search for his Canada also would have been a good.
He was going to be nice enough to give you 2 cards next turn.
I know, right?
And that's how you repay him.
Yeah, because none of the cards that I'm going to draw here are going to be lands. I'm going to draw 3 cards total, and none of them are going to be lands.
Oh, that's way more.
1.
Okay. 1 from
Prophecy.
Fix.
Okay, so there's my Arcane Denial card. It was not a land. Yeah, I definitely saw a like Chulain Alurin combo deck on that channel. So they're playing for keeps.
They do bring the spice. I
Card
mean,
2.
one dude was running just like Kunaro's Hate Bears, which
Yeah.
is a man after my own heart.
This isn't a land. I genuinely did not get a land.
Have a land.
It's a land that I have to pay mana for.
And also life for if you want colors off of it.
Yeah. Oh, this is miserable. Oh.
Who did you anger in the first
I don't know. I woke up like less than an hour ago.
Did you test your deck too many times?
No, I will tell you right now, I do very little actual testing. We can bin this lightning bolt.
Usually that happens to me if I'm testing the deck too much.
It just starts to hate you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm excited to play some Paper Magic. I haven't played Paper Magic in quite a while.
So now that I've held Jeremy, I can look for some other cards.
Yep, you become the boogeyman pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the downside with this deck.
I mean,
Well,
it's
I
fun to
mean-
do from time to time.
Like, attacking and getting Ghostly Prison is probably pretty good.
Yep. On the subject of paper magic, I'm going down to Monster to play a little bit later today to see if I can pick up the team deck.
Right.
I guess while I'm at it, I assume you've got LGSs that are open closer to you, right, Jer?
There is one LGS. They are open, but their Ikoria and Commander shipment did not make it.
Rough.
Ooh, slash ban.
I mean, you know, I'm all about supporting Mike where possible. If you want me to pick you up one from him, I can.
It's all good for now. I don't have the means with which I want to buy one right now, but I appreciate it.
No, fair enough.
Considering at some point here, we're going to have to buy one to give away at the end of the month. Folks, get your subscriptions in now for your chance to win C20 Precon. There's a good shot that you might not get the Jeskai one, because it seems to be selling out everywhere because of, what's that card called? What's the blue instant? Yeah.
Force of Commander?
Yeah, Force of Commander, that one.
I have mine. It's pretty.
Ooh.
And those, okay, so those cat dinosaur tokens, oh my god.
Yeah?
They are...
Fierce Guardianship, that's it.
Where'd you get yours, Brad?
I pre-ordered mine from Monster, actually. Actually, I was rather impressed. I got a message from Mike yesterday saying, your delivery will be there around 5-ish, and lo and behold, Galone was nice enough to drop it off, just set it down in the entryway of my building once he saw me.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice, easy peasy, and yeah, that little
That's
boy.
awesome.
Hey, Hunk.
I live just like
Morning.
yeah, he's adorable. I live just a few minutes away from Monster, so I wanted to go in yesterday, but I called him a bunch of times to see if he had them, and he just didn't answer the phone.
Oh, I imagine yesterday they were out straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that product releasing.
Those folks. And I didn't want to go add to that, especially when there was no guarantee of them having the teamer deck. So I figured I'd hit it up today when I take Baron for a walk and see how that goes.
That's fair.
Yeah, that dinosaur cat token is heckin' cute.
What's up, Buck? Good to see you.
So, Una Mill, Paco, Halden, or Precon? Beep boop, what do you do? Precon is going to be the easiest way to put cards in your hand. That's probably the thing to do. And it gives you the option to then build multiple things afterwards. Hog, now that you're here, I think you may have missed the announcement. There's a bonus stream coming this week on Thursday, 3 p.m. Our time. So, what is it now? It's 8 a.m. our time. What would be 7 hours from right now? That math works out right? Yeah.
About 8 p.m. or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. Playing some Paper EDH with my Tassiger the Golden Fang deck. It's going to be streamed here and on twitch.tv/ I think it's Nicholas Rage _MTG.
Mm-hmm. We'll put links up and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Mortals? Okay.
Deck contains cards not in your collection.
Oh no!
Cheating.
Yeah, if I stall a little bit, sometimes my internet gets a little...
That's all good.
Oh, I see.
That's what I always tell them too. When I'm in the tank.
Well, I'm not in the tank, it's just... like, from my room to where the matter is, sometimes the connection doesn't want to, like, stabilize.
If you're 200 IQ like Mortals, you're not in the tank.
Oh, sorry guys, I'm lagging really bad, furiously doing long division.
That's alright, I was sitting here trying to figure out why I couldn't flashback my Call of the Herd from Exile.
Oh no.
Bradley, that's not how cards work.
Well, I definitely thought they were still in my graveyard, so that attack wouldn't have been as kind to Mortos had I
No, I kind of was the douchebag with your graveyard.
And then he like completely flew under the graveyard, under the graveyard, under the radar. Jesus, oh, it's a morning. Honk, your decision should be by a precon.
That was like some. If you teach Ricky from Trailer Park Boys to play Magic, that's the type of shit you get.
Oh God.
I tried to watch that show. I can't do it.
Oh, it's great, man. It's from our part of the world. It's
It
like
is.
the only piece of culture that from the Maritimes that stuck.
Oh, my
Anywhere
head
else.
looks cold. Oh, buy the Jeskai one if you can because it's got valuable cards in it.
Yeah.
Oh
Two of them,
man.
yeah. Actually, it's got that counterspell. At least at one point was going for as much as another precon.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And
Once they did that,
Thank you, Mad Wedge. My head is now warmer. Mardu has Trin. Yeah, you could end up like if you really want to try to game it, you could buy the Jeskai one, sell the
Mardu
Fierce
has-
Guardianship, and then buy the Mardu one for like maybe a $5.
Yeah, Mardu 1 has also an expensive card in
It has Deflecting SWAT in it, yeah?
No, it's a white one Mardu has.
Is
The
the
one that makes everything indestructible.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I need
SWAT's
the
in
red,
Teamer. Okay.
was it the SWAT and something else for my Winota deck?
Fuck no, I want the Fierce Guardianship. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think they're like, for the most part, they're just good cards. Like, when will Wizards learn that free spells are dangerous?
Are always bad,
Yeah.
except for when they're the most fun thing you can do in the game.
Yeah, I don't remember the green one like blowing me away. Under free spells C20. Can I just find a list of these?
you should be able to easy enough.
Alright, let's just go to the card image gallery. Torment of Scarabs.
Why am I being
I love Torment of Scarabs. When this was in Standard, I had a deck that was all about like getting as many of those out as possible.
Yeah, it's a great card, and I'm glad it has at the beginning of upkeep clause on it.
I'm not sure what I've done to deserve such hatred.
You've attacked me.
What the fuck? Okay,
You're
Scruffle,
probably a
let's go.
token deck, so you probably have plenty of tokens to sacrifice.
Someone packed of negations a spell. Oh, that's a great feeling. So I get to discard a card at random. Oh, it's gonna take one of the few spells I can play. I can feel it. Oh, there. Bye-bye Primal Amulet.
Casting that, you need land.
I drew a land.
No
You
way.
also drawing cards.
Oh, this is incredible. I drew a second land. I have all of my colors.
See, also, Bottomless Pit helps you not discarding any cards because it's maximum hand size.
That's right.
And
Really, what
it
I'm
helps
hearing is
with
you
the
are a
decision-
true gentleman.
And it helps you with the decision of it.
Well, let's... This Kess blocks pretty well right now. Let's do that. I can't
You're
choose,
no
well,
longer dead.
flip a coin.
Which
Accept the
recon,
decision.
Or you can't choose what deck still.
No, I think she's choosing between Mardu and Jeskai precons.
Jeskai.
Yeah, that's... I would say if your LGS has the Jeskai one in stock, get that.
Let's not pretend that you're likely to have that option, because you probably won't.
Yeah, unless your LGS is not one that's particularly heavily trafficked.
Like, there's a chance my LGS will still have it because nobody knows he exists. Like, he
Right.
doesn't even have a sign.
Yeah.
Been in business for how many years without a sign?
Oh, man, in, like, prime real estate, too. It drives me crazy, man. My sales brain goes insane every time I go in. I love the man, but,
Strictly might also have it on if you strike out at Monster.
Yeah, Strictly's a good call.
Strictly's actually still, with the lights on, given everything.
They
That's good to
definitely
hear.
are. I know that a couple friends of mine went in and bought a case from it, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Well, then, if I get disappointed at Monster, I guess Baron's getting a longer walk today, perhaps.
Ooh, take your umbrella. It looks fucking
Yeah.
shitty.
Just a bit of a stroll up North Street, you're fine.
Yeah.
Bad idea. Thanks for the heads up.
You're gonna go out today? Awesome. I hope you can find the deck. I mean, yeah, look for the Jeskai one. If they don't have it, buy the Mardu one. The free spells are all good except, green. Green finally getting the short end of a cycle. It makes me very happy. Because green's been getting too much lately.
I'm waiting for it
Please.
because I want the Teamer deck.
Amazing
But
how much we forget that, prior to 2 years, green was arguably the worst color.
Uh-huh.
And now it's
And now it's just straight bangers all the time.
Now
Sure.
I'm glad to hear somebody say, you know what, green's too good now.
yeah.
Green was always too good. I mean, we discovered green had a March of the Machines.
Yeah. Do you remember bangers like Thorn Elemental? Green just needs to be more Vorst Claws, guys. Come on, let's stamp that color back into the dirt.
Yes, was close.
Thorn Elemental's an uncommon now. We got downshifted. It's
Yeah,
not even that good anymore.
right?
We need to work Elemental, but with costs on the hands. So basically sausages.
Sausages? Oh, yeah. Okay, that's going in the need to get altered bin.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully I can cast that off the top with my molasses citadel. Green needs more cards with Annihilator. It's actually the color with the best shot of casting all the colorless cards with Annihilator, so I disagree. Hard disagree.
Annihilator, it would be alright if they just never brought it back.
Yeah, Annihilator is just kind of bullshit. And
get a second tier to acknowledge Garn.
This Garna's cool, man.
I do love Garna.
That's a sweet play. Muckdrub. How did I not notice this Muckdrub getting discarded before?
What's it do? Change the target spell.
Yeah.
To Muckdrub.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Playing a chaos card? Cool.
I'm playing all kinds of random shit.
That's what I love so much about this format. I can't wait to... My deck is ready as soon as the bot gets in touch with me.
So, what I'm going to tell you right here, Honk, is Annihilator gets better the earlier that you can cast it, regardless of the number on it. So, 2 and a green for a 1/1 can't be blocked Annihilator 1 is probably playable to a limited bomb.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go further. That's probably legacy playable.
No. Hard no. You got to remember, legacy we're looking at turn 2 show and tell into Omniscience into an Emrakul.
Yeah. And what fits great with Omniscience into Emrakul? A Charging Honor.
You just landlock one on the sideboard. Never gets played. It's just there for people to see.
Oh wait, it doesn't have Companion. Never mind.
No. Plus, who plays green in Omnitel? Come on. Who plays green in Legacy?
Lots of people, because Uro and Oko are cards that are...
Yeah, I know.
What is this rudeness?
Lance, that's true, half-truth. Also, welcome.
What?
Elves. Elves is also a deck. There's a fair amount of green in Legacy. I think Legacy might have some of the better color representation.
Yeah, Legacy is...
Oh, there's
pretty bad.
Maverick as well.
I don't Maverick the deck anymore.
It may have been pushed out. It's probably just better to be playing green-blue if you want to play that kind of thing. Food Chain? Yeah. There's a good amount. Man, that was a good rip, Tom.
Not bad.
I'm glad that we put this as a not for kids stream so that you can now do that unabashedly.
I do enjoy not having to lean off camera for it.
Because we live in...
For what? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, just a big bong rip.
We have here.
Oh.
We live in Canada where the weed is legal.
I'm sorry I'm taking forever. I'm just...
Dude, do your thing. This is sweet.
You're not the only one. Card hoarders bots are taking 9 years to get at me too.
Sometimes they get a little congested, but we still love you, card hoarder. Notice us.
Please, senpai, notice.
Research library.
I guess now that we're using the service, we should probably throw a quick card hoarder logo in the info, huh?
At somewhere. Real talk. There's goals in the midst for us right now. Hold on. This is a Gorgon that can get madness?
Yeah.
Yo!
About that, and I'm going to mention it. Hey, all 13 of you. We appreciate you coming to hang out. Some of you are in game with us right now. We appreciate you even more. But even to all you lurkers out there, the backbone of the community, thanks for coming out. We're Neon City PD. We hope you'll come join us every weekend in the morning to do this. And we're hoping to get... I'll hit you with that in a minute, Rachel. And we're hoping to get to the point where we can actually get like a consistent, say, 20 viewers. Small goals, setting some small goals early. But if we can get that far, we're also, approaching 200 followers. So, if you know of any friends who are into this sort of thing, we wouldn't mind you to exist. But once we get to that point, there's actually a shot at us, getting involved with Card Hoarder and things like that. And so we've kind of got that little milestone that's within the sights and something that we are, willing to put out there into the world and try to chase now. If any of you have any ideas to help us get there, we're down to take them.
Yeah, ideas, friends. The biggest thing that people can do to help out a channel in the budding stages like we are, if you can spread the word. I think we ask very little of you guys, and this is the one time that I think I'm going to ask, if you know some people that are into playing and watching Magic, just drop them a hint that we exist, because Tom's right, we are looking at Card Hoarder. Any room next game actually looks stacked right now. If we get towards a game 3 honk, then we can look at that, because right now we still have Tom on deck, and we have Belial on deck as well.
That's right.
Well, I gotta be hating on my Anjay, man. I was just doing my thing. Wasn't bothering anybody.
Now, how many cards did you draw?
You need to go in an hour and a half off.
After you Rojuka bogged away my call of the herd, I just needed a little elephant buddy. And this is the toy of my deck. My dude, their spells.
We'll see if we can get you in tomorrow then, Hunk.
Well, tomorrow we're cubing, bud.
Oh, right. Tomorrow we're playing Cube.
Oh, right. Now I have to discard infinite cards.
You know what I love? I wanted to bring this up. I'm on a couple of different Discords that talk about Magic at this stage. I'm sure many of us are.
Yeah.
The different attitudes. the different attitudes towards the cubes.
Towards Dakaro's cube.
Like, I'm seeing some
polarized, man.
And then I'm seeing Vandwedge here going, this is interesting. I'm getting lots of 2-1s. It's weird, man. There's some takes out there.
Yeah, there are, and I don't think any of them are like wrong, right? Like it's hard to call an opinion wrong. I think it happens. Powered cube or bust. I'm really bad at powered cube. I love the format, but I'm so bad at it. Because it's like powered cube is all haymaker, right? I think modern cube to legacy cube is kind of where I shine. I'm really interested to try the Dakaro cube because it looks really aggressive. I think it's no real lie that aggro is king in that cube. It's just what you want to be doing. Nice things where there's a few planeswalkers that kind of crack games wide open, but there's not a lot of planeswalkers in the cube, which is good because I kind of hate planeswalkers. Like, just as a card type, I just think that they're a bad design space, and they've done too many absurd things. And I mean, the faster we can get
come into the game when planeswalkers came out, but I can't imagine it without them.
Yeah, right. I mean, I remember Magic pre-planeswalker, and I think the problem with them still is that they're not printing good enough answers to match how good the planeswalkers they're printing are, right? Like, go ahead.
What I found interesting, looking at a lot of old cards from like Legion and stuff, there were a lot of cards that said deal damage to target creature or player and planeswalker.
Oh no! If you look at Oracle text, no. So on Magic Online, they've all been they've all had their Oracle text changed.
Yeah, that
right. So they're all updated on Magic Online. Like, if you look at an old Lightning Bolt, it says 3 damage to target creature or player.
No, I'm pretty sure a lot of the cards, even on MTGO, have that still.
Yeah, it might be that was the... Well, no, that wouldn't have been the older template because it used to be you redirected the damage, so...
Yeah.
I'm sure. So I thought they would have just updated it to any target.
Yeah, there's a few instances where any target doesn't exist. Like things that said creature or player. No, I think they were all updated to any target.
Yeah, I thought that it was that anything that said creature or player was just errated to any target.
Right.
But anything that specified a creature
Or a player.
One or the other stayed the same.
You will lightning bolt my land. If that land is a Dryad Arbor, that's a totally valid and probably good play. I was gonna block this but now I don't get to. Yeah, I'm excited to try this cube. I think it's gonna be good. I've watched a fair amount of John Brostoff play it this week, and he had Gwen Decker, the maker of the cube, on his stream for like 2 or 3 days, and it was awesome getting to hear like commentary from the creator of the cube in relation to like how good the cards are and what archetypes are there, and interestingly, like some stuff not to pick.
Let's help the table out a little bit.
Well, I'm now just feeling targeted because I'm the one that doesn't benefit from this.
It is going into my turn 7 and I have 3 lands. I'm very happy about this Oath of Legions.
You made your choice.
Yeah, I made my choice to mull to 5.
Yeah. I mean, you should have kept the first one. There was 4 lands on top, duh.
Yeah, obviously.
Didn't you look?
Didn't I take a little peek? Alright, discard a card and do Oath of Legions stuff, huh? Bradley. I just get to get a land, right? It is a basic, okay. I want a basic island, I believe. Discard a card. Let's discard. Oh, it's at random. Oh,
Yep.
Right. Well, there goes that mountain.
Oof.
Oh, okay, good. I drew a land for turn.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, my heart. Oh, hey.
Well, at least you're getting one guaranteed land.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably... Is it worth it to do it that way? Yeah, okay, I think it is worth it to do this. Wait, you get a... What kind of card first off of this? Oh. That's not very good.
Friends, while Jeremy's figuring his shit out, I have a question for you.
Oh, don't forget also, Honk put 10,000 neon bucks for your life story, Tom.
Oh shit, well fuck my question, I gotta hit that up. We gotta respect the channel points. Hey, he asked for the life story, here it is. I am from the United Kingdom. My mom was a Canadian from here in Nova Scotia, where I live right now. My dad was a British person that she met when she dropped out of high school and went traveling. She ended up staying in England and had me, and then like broke up with my dad almost immediately after.
Ooh.
So I got to live with like a single mom type situation for most of my childhood in like a little flat in London. My mom, for some reason, didn't really date during that time. I never really got the story on what happened with that, but I kind of never really had any, male figures in my life other than my dad, who I would only see like every 2 weeks or so. So that was like a weird quirk of my life. Once I got to 12, I guess she got sick of England and decided to move back home to where she was from. Dragged me there. I was 12 years old, didn't have much choice. And then I did the whole teenager thing, went to high school, played a little bit of basketball, realized that my school was too far away and I didn't have drives, so I couldn't continue to play. Got into Magic the Gathering and other nerdy stuff as something else to do. And then I got really big on video games and stuff because I was kind of locked at home. Where we lived was pretty rural in what we call the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia. And if you didn't have a car, you kind of just didn't do anything. So I played lots of Magic. I played lots of video games. That's when I got into Magic Online for the first time. Started messing around with and learned like about the phases and all that jazz from I was trying to play Modern Elves, but of course I didn't have any of the expensive cards, so it was a disaster. And I had like some really jank versions of Modern Elves that would go really, it would go off once in a blue moon, and it would feel so good when I did it that I would keep losing to do it to get there.
Man, the punishment.
Tom,
yeah.
When was this? What year was this that you were doing Modern Elves?
I want to say 2006 or 7. I think it was before I graduated.
Yeah, that would have been like right around the inception of the format, I think.
Really? Then probably 2008. Maybe it was after I graduated, because I don't think it was that new when I was trying to get into it. But I remember doing things like putting Umbral Mantle on Risk the Redeemed and making Infinite Elves. And having other players get like mad at me because I wasn't doing anything other than making Infinite Elves.
Right.
And then I fixed that, right? And
so
then I was
nothing
like,
has changed in your playstyle since 2008.
hey now, what's a thing? Rude. First of all, rude. Second of all, then I realized that that's not actually true, because I have Umbral Mantle. So as long as I have Umbral Mantle, I can use it, and this is very mechanic intensive on Magic Online. But you can use it to tap and untap your dorks that don't have like summoning sickness. And then like once you've made them big enough, presumably you can get one through.
That is definitely a line that I'm glad you discovered. That's good.
It took me a long time. It took me a lot of games with all of the right cards, all of the right pieces, because nobody was really teaching me. But I did eventually figure out that I could win a bunch of these games that I'd been losing, and I also kind of figured out why maybe so many people were so mad at me.
Because it was right there in front of you.
Because the line was right there, but in my defense, not a one of them took the time to tell me. I learned that shit on my own.
Half Truth has a point. Infinite Elves is fun.
Infinite Elves is amazing. It's one of the OG things I love to do most about Magic, and I'll always probably go back to it when I really need a Magic pick-me-up. But yeah, so that was like my first getting obsessed with Magic the Gathering that I really did, where it wasn't just like going down to the LGS, like where I thought, oh wow, A, this has taught me to be a much better player because I know what phases are now, and B, look at all of these like cards that I have access to that don't cost me, $1 million from Matt at Gametronics. And so yeah, I got deep into Magic Online for a little while. And then I ran out of money and fell out of it for a bit, and moved to the city, and got a sales career and stopped gaming for like a couple years. Worked way too damn much, and I won't say that I stopped gaming entirely, but my time to game was minuscule to the point where I don't even really remember what games I played during that time.
Oh shit, how much you gotta pay to tech?
2 per.
Yeah, 2 per because of this ghostly prison.
We really need to
go on.
Turn all enchantments to their owner's hands.
Yep, you need that. Or just like a good old-fashioned Cyclonic Rift.
Well, no, we don't do that. Because then I have no board and no cards.
Well, what if it's your Cyclonic Rift?
That's not possible?
Oh, what if it's someone else's Cyclonic Rift, but you narc its reversal?
Okay, so here's the thing. I've got one card in my hand I don't want to discard, and one card I don't care
50-50, let's go!
How do I position the cards in my hand for it to take the one I don't care?
Oh... Well, you can flash that back. It's fine.
So yeah, life story's almost done, but I got into a sales career that ate up a lot of my time. I wasn't... It turns out if you're selling cars, and you're not like really good at it, and especially in the first couple years, you don't make much money and you get shit on a lot. And so I was like doing car sales, you know, a full-time job, and then I was also delivering pizzas a bunch of hours a week. With my demo car. I think it's been enough years since I worked for them that I can maybe let that I was maybe the only like Pizza Hut driver rolling around in a 2016 Prius.
A Prius. The luxury.
I was getting the mileage, man. Those things are incredible. When I buy a new car one day, I'm probably gonna get something like that.
Yeah.
So that thing blew my mind with the
I respect that, dude. I'm all about gas mileage.
Also, and this is a total aside, the torque of the electric motor is super ridiculous. You get accustomed to driving something like that, and just going back to like combustion engines on their own is tough and frustrating.
Yeah.
You want more torque, you want more response when you touch the pedal, and it's just there in those electric ones. It's great.
Yeah. Sidebar real quick. When I was in college, I worked we had a renewable energy research lab at the school, and they have fantastic acceleration. We had a full electric car.
You did.
Did I miss the story? Oh my god. That's great. I'll give you mine as well. We'll give you a little bonwee.
The 2-for-1.
Yeah.
Here's what we'll do. I will redeem some of my points so that you'll have to tell your story.
Oh, perfect.
Boom.
So anyway, we had a full electric car, and we were running tests on. We put a bunch of sensors in it, and in order to run tests on it, you just had to drive the thing, right? So I will agree. The low end torque on an electric motor is so much nicer than the low end torque on an internal combustion engine.
In a way that's kind of hard to describe.
Yeah, it's just it's immediate, right? It's there's sort of a like a logarithmic or an inverse log slow ramp, but then you kind of hit like your top end on a combustion engine, whereas it's completely linear on an electric motor, and as soon as you tap that, you've got that torque, and it's great. So anyway, continue with your story.
Well, the Prius didn't. We'll get to Prius stuff later,
right?
Because I loved that car. I could talk about it all day.
Right.
Sold a lot of those.
Right.
Story was, I did a lot of work, and that really didn't like get me very far career-wise or financial-wise. And I was just like burning the candle at both ends. Eventually, I burned out of that career, and I'm like, maybe it's just car sales. So I go to work for Bell as a door knocker, and I'm out there and I'm knocking on people's doors. I'm going door to door selling like internet and cable TV. Stuff.
Yeah.
And that was a bit different because I made a pile of money doing it, but at that point, I just hadn't like. I realized that I was still burning the candle at both ends because the money that I was making came at the cost of me. I didn't want to because there's volatility with the door-to-door job. I didn't want to lose my pizza gig, so I was still doing it a minimum number of hours a week I could, maybe 10 hours a week.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
I'm doing that on top of working sometimes like 70-hour weeks for Bell.
Oh my
because
God.
if you don't make enough sales, you just gotta keep going out until you get them. That includes your weekend. That includes your evenings. And I was just apparently not good enough at it to get it done within the hours. And so I wasn't the only one. A lot of people burned out of that job while I was there, and eventually I did too.
Half-Truth said that's bullshit about the Bell sales, and Honk asks, have you ever taken a nibble of the pizza?
No, because I had really good deals on the pizza, so I was just never incentivized. In fact, I pretty quickly got super sick of that pizza. Because you take home a pizza every single night that you work, and sometimes that's 4 nights a week. You wake up and you look in your closet in the living room and you see a stack of pizza boxes that's all the way to the ceiling, and you think, "Fuck!" I was very, very concerned for a minute there that you were just looking in your closet and there was pizza because you didn't put it in the fridge. No,
I was very concerned.
nothing quite so terrifying.
Hapster says, by bullshit, I mean it's unfair. You have to dedicate hours outside of your time. You don't get sales. Yeah, sales jobs in North America are kind of bullshit. Sometimes. Some of them. I won't say all, because it seems like you got a pretty sweet ride right now, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that such a thing existed where I'm at right now, and I guess I'll continue the tale. You know, once I bottomed out of that gig, I was like, okay, sales maybe isn't for me, right? If every sales job I get into seems to want to just like burn everything that I have, maybe I don't want to do that, and so I just like applied for a bunch of shit. I remember I worked for like a couple. This is actually this was a life-changing experience. I went to PeopleWorks, one of those like
a temp agencies. Yeah,
and they gave me a job working for Delta Cleaning, which is one of the companies that will go into like an apartment building and clean the units after people move out, and things like that. I met some wonderful people doing that job. I did maybe 3 days of it. I made some okay money, doing that job compared to the no money that I was making before it.
Right.
I remember thinking to myself how horrible it was, how utterly, horribly I did not want to be here, as I was like scrubbing the stove in the first apartment. And wondering, I know I feel this way kind of every new job. Maybe this will go away. And then the next day, I was still scrubbing a stove and I was still feeling it. And I was like, no, this is bullshit. And I started to see how like frustrated and tired and overworked and underpaid all my coworkers were. And I thought, geez, maybe I was lucky to have my sales career. That seems kind of cushy now.
Discoard.
But wouldn't, as luck would have it, Blue Ocean called me back like the next day.
Draw another card.
Sorry to interrupt, Tom, but Mopsy, what the hell are you doing to me?
Come on. These curses.
Right now, for some reason.
I mean, did I cut you off in traffic that I don't know about? Guess what? You're getting another one.
Well, then you're getting another curse next turn.
Well, I have a choice in that matter, so neither do you.
Let's face it, he's probably going to get the other curse anyway.
Probably.
What do I get to do with my turn here?
Oh, you got a spicy one, Jared?
Not a lot right now.
Well, while you figure it out, all I'm really saying is I was lucky enough to get in with Blue Ocean, that call center there, that Natalie still works at because they've been good to us. And I got in with Smart and kind of started selling their product to their customers, and got into Sophos from there, and got offered like a coach job at one point that I had to turn down for the Sophos gig. And I thought, oh man, maybe I can make a career out of this. And then as I was really starting to like try to go hard on the new like the Sophos project that I'd been put on, the antivirus software, there was just like some serious bureaucratic bullshit from my direct manager, the project manager, Kelly. She came and she did some like super strongman shit to one of my coworkers. I don't want to get too into it because it's a whole upper tale, but it was basically like she put him in a position where something he didn't want to do and was never in his job description. He had said, I don't want to do this. And she was just like, okay, you can leave.
Ooh, wow.
And then like marched down and was very pompous and shitty about it. And then after she had marched him out of that building, when in my opinion he'd done nothing wrong, she came back to the three of us, the remaining members of the team, and said, any questions?
Wow.
Exact phrase.
What? Like, that's a certified cunt.
Yeah. So that night, my manager on that project, Brandon, went ahead and applied for ResMed because he had been hearing that there were opportunities out there, and he had been talking about this place, and I'd never really heard about it other than through him. But he's like, yeah, it's a good job. They got good benefits. They pay well. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'm going to go do that too because I don't want to work for this cunt anymore. And they called me back, and it turned out through the interview. I mean, I have a good interview anyway, so maybe this wouldn't have mattered. But one of my managers had like a Toyota connection, So we get to talk Toyota for like an hour or so. And by the time we were done, I had a job.
Nice.
And I got to get involved, still not in sales. It was all like patient care and still basically a call center job. But, you know, when I was working on it, what I realized is I was working on a product. And that product was something that I was super proud of and was super awesome. And I eventually just kind of bugged enough people, pressed enough people's buttons and said, let me sell it, let me sell it, let me sell it. And eventually somebody in San Diego heard about it because my manager, like one of the head honchos in the Halifax office kind of stuck her neck out for me a little bit. And word got out. I kind of got put on a pilot project where now I get to do the best of both worlds, right? I get to work for a healthcare company that isn't really like that. Like we do sales.
Yeah.
We're not like hardcore about the sales in that same way, right? It's a different feel. I get to sell a product that helps people so much more than like a car. Or you know, your cable TV. Like I'm saving lives in some ways, right? Like if you really boil it down, we're changing lives with this healthcare software we're doing, and that feels amazing too.
Moopsy's threatening to let you tell your story 6 more times with the 60,000 points.
Your story's only getting told one time. It's going to be many, many moons before it gets told on stream again, because I know I'm eating up a lot of time, but Honk paid for it, man. What do you want me to do? It's a life story. They're not short.
Is this stream going to be immortalized on YouTube so you can just rewatch it over and over again?
Yep.
So there you go. Save your points.
I'll tell Tom's story for only 5,000 points. You can't undercut us on our own stream.
Damn it, Vanbridge. What have you done with
Bone Miser!
I guess the end of the story is that I'm happy working for a healthcare company that values my sales skills.
Yeah. Sweet. I guess it's my turn, huh?
Well, it is, but I want to do a quick little update on what's going on this board.
Sure.
Because let's just get a quick summary, shall we?
Yeah, there's a lot of discard and drawing happening over here on Mortis' side.
Yep, Mortis is doing Anya Falconwrath stuff. And there's a Glinthorn Buck going on and a Bone Miser. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, it's getting cool over here.
Yeah, and then we got Mopsy over here with every enchantment in his deck on the board.
Targeting me.
Of course.
Yeah, Brad is highly cursed.
He's got the Mirari Conjecture and Cass on the board. Damn, you guys have quite the game going, don't you?
Well, things have happened. We've been making moves while you've been talking.
I figured you'd enjoy the subtle Brad shade, but that was too subtle.
Oh, no, I said Brad was highly cursed. It is both factual...
I play my games as I live my life.
Highly cursed? So,
or is it
I assume that's my opponent's internal monologue whenever I play Magic, so sure, why not?
Oh my god, what's getting discarded now? Abzan's Judgment. Oh, man, look at this engine going on here. Does Glinthorn deal 1 damage to each opponent? It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you only need to hit like 40 more Madness cards to kill us all.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Well,
I'm gonna
Isn't too hard.
yield through this turn.
Faster than that, I think.
I'm gonna hit yield through this turn. When does Mopsy's cry to Wolf's merciless eviction?
Okay, I'll just stop you right there, Kieran. This deck combined costs about 3.5 tickets.
Oh, wow.
So, we're not evictioning anything. The only way we're evicting Mopsy is by beating him in the face with tokens.
Oh, that's gonna cost a lot of mana.
You know what? Yeah. I've got 8 mana and no cards in hand currently. I got nothing else better to do with my
I suppose that's true. Merciless Eviction is 14
it is
cents.
Cheap AF, that's true. Okay, so Jeremy, you go ahead. I'll go on my rant about the MTO economy in a bit, but we've had people pay for your story, so you go ahead.
That's right. So, for the uninitiated, hey everybody, I'm Jeremy England. I spent the majority of my young life in a... Tom actually used the greatest term the other day that I happened to catch. In Nowhere's butthole. I need to use that term more now.
I forget where I got it.
Is this my TED Talk? Yeah, this is my TED Talk on how to ruin your life. So, you know, I grew up with one brother. My dad is a marine engineer. He was, you know, I love my parents to death. They're fantastic people. Dad, unfortunately, you know, he was gone a lot, working like sometimes 3 to 4 months at a time. He was on the Blue Nose 2, which is about the only thing that puts Nova Scotia on the map aside from the Trailer Park Boys. It's like there was a bit of pride involved there, right? Yeah, grew up with my brother, sibling rivalries and everything while we were young, but Mom always pushed to keep us very close together, and I thank her every day for that. Grew up playing a lot of video games. You know, I remember fondly the Christmas morning when my parents managed to make it work well enough to get us a Super Nintendo with, and this was like, you know, on the last leg of the console, the bundle that came out with Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. You know, Matt and I played that for fucking hours, and I think that's really where gaming started for me. Our friend group, which I still hold a lot of them very near and dear, Connor the Perry, who was on the stream on Tuesday, grew up across the street from me. Actually, Brad's cousin, right?
Yeah, the jerk.
I'll make sure he knows you said that.
I didn't really curse him the other day. I was being...
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, if we fast forward a little bit, took an interest in music at like the start of my adolescence, and picked up the guitar and started playing guitar from like age 12-ish forward. Looking back, I wish I had applied a lot more effort. If you really want to sum up my life in 2 words, it's low effort, or maybe underachieve. You know, I just wanted to be good. I just wanted to play music, but I never wanted to invest the time required in that. That being said, you know, I played in a number of bands in high school, trying to get the whole music thing working, and that carried through until when I graduated. When I graduated high school, I moved to the one and only city in Nova Scotia, that is Halifax. Dartmouth is not its own city, and you can fight me if you disagree. Where I suppose the second time I had moved, because the first time I had moved with my high school sweetheart and her mother, and that was a really toxic thing to be involved in, and lasted for maybe about 6 months. Dartmouth sucks and has a dumb name, I agree. The best thing about, if you ask any Nova Scotian, the best thing about Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, is the lovely view of the Halifax waterfront. Who's getting attacked with this? It's probably not me. No, it's not me. Okay, good. So the second and ultimately better time that I had moved to Halifax, my friends Nathan and his girlfriend at the time, Amanda, were kind enough to let me sleep on their couch. And I slept on their couch working odd jobs at call centers for a fair bit. You know, it was maybe a month I had stayed with them. And our buddy Nathan was working for a catering company. And he was getting a ride home one night with one of his coworkers, and he was trying to talk to his coworker about, you know, he was wondering if the guy on his couch was home, but instead what he said was, "I wonder if Couch is home," and that kind of stuck. And he came in the door and I said, "Sup, Couch," and I responded to him just naturally, and so that kind of became my identity for a while. There was actually a period of time where multiple people didn't know my actual name. I was couched to just about everybody, including my dear friends Ben and Sean, who I ended up playing in a band with for a while. We were called the Black Fridays. We played folk punk. We had... Forgot about Couch England. Yeah, Couch England was a whole identity. That guy is... he was kind of my Slurms Mackenzie for me, you know? Yeah. So I played in this band. We're called the Black Fridays. We played folk punk. We actually recorded a few songs which exist somewhere on the internet. I'll see if I can dig some up. I know Ben and Sean would have the files, and I would love to share those with you guys.
Cool name for a band.
Was that?
Cool name for a band.
I mean, that was right around the time when Rebecca Black hit YouTube. And I believe we were really drunk and were listening to her song Friday, and that's where the name came from. Sounds a lot better for a folk punk band before you tell that story, but you know, you gotta give the origins where they are.
Deep lore.
At the time, I was working for a call center doing tech support for Logitech, which was actually an alright job. We had a little testing room where on all my lunch breaks I would go in and I would play Forza 4 with a racing wheel, and it was awesome. Rebecca Beck, I feel like Beck would be, you know, much better. So, we practiced like every day for the most part, like 4 times a week we would jam out. And what jamming meant with that band was we would show up at the communal house, which was affectionately referred to as the Fortress. One of us, we would take turns. Somebody would bring, you know, somewhere between a 40 and a 66er of whatever cheap whiskey they could buy. One person would sit there with the communal tubes and loose tobacco and roll 100 cigarettes, and the third person would set up the equipment. And we wouldn't stop until the booze and cigarettes were gone, and that's when we knew the jam session was over, and we would try to get 3 or 4 hours of sleep before we went to work the next day. We ended up playing like a fair amount of shows. We would often actually do story time in the middle of shows while we were like tuning guitars and stuff. Which some people loved, and very few vocal people hated, so fuck them. You know, then that band kind of dissolved. I don't remember exactly why. I think we really just stopped doing it. I don't remember any one particular issue that made the band go bye-bye. Let me get my land here real quick. I might need a moment here to take my turn. Do you have Delirium? Sorcery, lands, enchantment, sorcery, creature? Yeah, sure does. Okay, I'll mill a few. That's actually fine.
Moment. Shall we do a brief intermission while you take your turn?
Yeah, let's do a brief intermission while I figure out this turn.
I've got a great brief intermission. Brad, you said you had a rant about the MTGO economy. Go!
Okay, so not so much... Okay, it's not a negative rant, it's just the vast differences between the price of paper Magic, which is what I have done exclusively for the past 1,000 years, and looking at the price of cards. Like, and spoilers, I actually have a non-randomizer EDH deck built on MTGO now, so I get to participate in other things. But I was looking at the price of Training Grounds. Now, Training Grounds in paper is around $25 US. On MTGO, it is
16.
There you go.
Yep. Check this one out.
That boggled my GD mind.
Cast a bubbling lock.
And even Sylvan Library, oh, come on.
Oh, yeah.
You like that?
So, yeah,
what do you put up?
The price of Sylvan Library?
Oh, it's like
Definitely
what?
not, huh?
Yeah,
like
for
what,
once I'm not being
2 cents or
targeted.
something
But yeah, it's just... I'm just going to let Jeremy sort of do his thing and not pay attention to him here, so...
It's probably for the best.
But yeah, so it's... And I guess it just sort of comes down to the availability of access to these digital cards in some cases, but then I look at other cards which, so for instance, I was looking yesterday and the price of Fiend Artisan online.
Yeah.
It's about half of what it is in paper right now. So, yeah, and I don't have a good example of something going the other way.
That's increasing ambition.
Some of the commanders online are just ridiculously more expensive than what they are in paper.
Yeah.
I think that has to do with the lockout.
It must, yeah. And so
Yeah,
actually,
'cause-
Soul Ring is a good example of a card
Yeah.
that is way more expensive online than what it is in paper. Because
Because
they've been able to reprint it into oblivion.
That is only a month old or 2 months old. It rose in price because everyone got onto MTGO
Oh, okay.
because of the
The global
Yeah.
crisis.
See, I get to get
Because I
2
remember
cards.
when I built my first EDH deck online, probably about 4 months ago or so. Like, I think my Soul Ring was like $2 or something like that. It wasn't very expensive. Yeah, it wasn't very expensive. And then
That
I would
one.
build another deck, and I happened to look. I'm like, why is this card, $22?
Why didn't I buy one for all of my decks? Damn it.
And actually, Cyclonic Rift, now that you have that price, kind of makes me sick to my stomach because that is in the neighborhood of $20 to $30, I think.
One of the most fun parts about the EDH randomizer is it feels like at least once or twice a week somebody throws a card down and everybody at the table goes, there's no way that fits your budget.
Yeah, well, like other cards I was looking at, like Cage Sun is another
Yeah.
one that is just, it's double digits in paper, but it was less than a ticket online, and I was...
Yeah.
The
Look
economy
at Vampire Tutor.
there's another good example.
If you're
It's
going
a
off
$100
at that
card.
point, remember who put you into the game.
I'm kind of going off right now.
I got nothing. I'm just sitting here waiting to hit one so I can just skip through all this. But
A lot of magic spells right now.
I'm
Yeah.
casting a few.
Oh my god,
drawing some
that's
cards.
glorious.
Anyways, yeah, so my rant is more, I guess it's better classified as my surprise over the fact that the economy is so wildly different.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy has to use big brain mode, so he's kind of focusing.
Yeah, I will.
fine.
I will. Hold on. Notice you. Why? Why am I mean?
That's not inclusive to you.
Please tell me you're an
with
otter.
the
Fine.
prices.
Hold on. Sorry, I am in big brain mode right now. This is a complicated turn.
I think everyone is at some point surprised by the card prices and MTGO.
So let's.
But yeah, I just kind of
Float
just chalked it up to
mana.
everything going up, just being okay. Well, everybody is on lockdown. They're buying stuff up like crazy so they
Cast
can play it. And then once
Turnabout?
everything opens back up, a lot of these people will sell their stuff off, and then prices will come back down. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it.
I think I'm gonna have enough mana
I could
now.
be wrong.
Also,
I'm getting the
Soul,
sense that this kind of uncertainty will make people a little bit less likely to just sell off their shit that they've picked up for digital.
Soul Ring was at some point $28,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's like 3 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
Land.
And Connor, just
Untap.
as an obligation, your volatile nonsense.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I want to make sure all my mana comes into my pool. There we go. Land. Untap.
I think he's getting ready to do it for that mana.
I don't have infinite right now,
Oh, okay.
but we're gonna have a lot.
Okay.
36 mana extra, no, to
I'm
whatever
gonna
he
peace out and
has.
get a coffee. I'm pretty sure I can be back half an
Yeah. Same.
I am
I'll
doing the
say this,
thing.
I'm not trying to be like mean about it, but every time I hear the word Halifax, the first thing that comes to my mind is the movie Goon.
Which
I
movie?
don't know if
Never
you've
heard
ever
of it.
seen that. You've never seen Goon?
No, I'm gonna have to put that on my watch list.
Okay, just a quick summary. It's about this basically, I can't even think of the stupid name. I can look it up while Jeremy's doing his thing.
I think of Barrett's Privateers. Perfect. I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
Sean William Scott basically plays this bouncer,
Okay.
and he loves hockey. And him and his buddy Jay Burchell, I think, or Barshell, or whatever you say his name. They have this little hockey show. And
Okay.
It's on like public access TV, you know. And they, you know, talk about hockey and stuff like that. And like their greatest player is this like dude in it, and all he is a goon. He's the hockey
Right.
version of the enforcer. Basically, his job is to beat the shit out of you.
Right.
And so Sean's character goes to a game, and you know, a fight kind of breaks out between him and another opposing player from his little AAA team or something like that.
Right.
And dude just straight up beats the crap out of the hockey player.
And before Jared loses to his clock, I have 40 minutes.
And
Okay.
I mean, the hockey player's all dressed up in his hockey gear, and Sean's character like punches him in the head, breaks his helmet, cracks his helmet, all kinds of. And the coach notices it, and it's like, "Hey, you need to play for our team because we need somebody like you. Your job is to beat the crap out of people." And so he does it for a couple of games, and then he gets sent up to, like, I guess would be the equivalent of the minors or something like that. It's basically one step down from NHL. And their favorite player, that's the goon, he gets sent down to the minors because he got into a bunch of trouble. He like knocked some dude out, and he was out for like a half a season or something. I mean, it's
Brad
you really have to
Marchand, that
watch
might
it.
be.
I'm horrible explaining movies, but it's, and the team is in Halifax, so I mean, you probably get a lot of the cultural references and stuff like that.
Sweet.
So it's definitely worth a watch.
Okay, I just need the way to actually kill you guys here.
Aw.
That one?
Man who had no mana for the entire game.
Yeah, isn't that how it goes? The guy.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah,
We leave
I just.
him alone. We're nice to him, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're all dead.
Yeah,
You weren't nice to him, I was.
that's true. Moopsy allowed me to draw cards. Brad didn't attack me near as much as he could
I
have.
didn't punch you in the face nearly as much as I should have.
I was just drawing cards because I was getting ready to do the
See,
same
you
thing.
had your priorities
Last
wrong
few minutes,
all
uh,
game.
If you
I
had
know.
someone else, Moopsy, this would have been fine.
Man, guys.
You had enough tokens to sacrifice them.
Yes, but he only had plus. Think of the
Price of Fame. I'm almost done. I promise you.
No,
So,
well,
we get ready
that
to-
was part of my game plan.
So we getting ready to mill ourselves, or
I
No.
was just playing 4D chess with you guys.
Oh, I get 2 more Dark Petitions. Okay.
Oh, isn't that horrible, searching your deck for cards?
It is.
I know, right?
personally jealous.
Nah, I've done that all game. It gets quite annoying. At some point you're like, do I even want these cards? I
Just
already
get that
got
one.
everything I wanted.
And then we just make sure that nothing bad happens here. I mean, I don't think anything bad can happen to me at this point.
I've got 0 cards in hand.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, we're fine then. We're going to
I
start
got 6, but no mana.
by casting, I guess, this one a million times. Jimmy, I won't forget.
Seems unnecessary.
It seems unnecessary. I agree.
Randomizer.
Well, I need
lot.
storm count right now, so we're just doing things for storm count.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of it, man.
Oh yeah. Is there a cap to how much mana you can have in your mana pool on Magic Online?
No.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Is it really? I didn't think there was.
There's a cap, but it's really high.
Imagine doing this in paper and your opponent's forcing you to shuffle after each one. Oh man.
Imagine if we had Obnixilis out.
Oh geez, yeah, I would have killed myself a long time ago.
I think for prosperity of the game, you should just do it now. Just scoop it up.
Let's get some more mana.
So what's the finishing move? You've got more than enough mana. You've got Storm Count you're building. What's the finisher?
The finisher I want to do, but I don't have enough cards in library because it'll kill me, is to cast an enormous number of copies of Cruel Ultimatum on all of you guys. Instead, it's just going to be boring old Tendrils of Agony.
That's, yeah.
My mill plan worked on him.
I think I can Tendrils for lethal after this cast. If not, I can just kill Kess and do it again.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the amount of mana in my mana pool. I also got High Tide just for the sake of it, but...
Shit, might as well cast it. Fuck, I mean, you know.
Oh my god. Why did I tap all my islands already? I need another turnabout. Where's Tendrils? Okay, let's try this. Oh jeez. I have to do this. My storm count is 10? Oh, yeah, Tendrils isn't everybody, is it?
Yeah, Tendrils is target player.
Well, I know I can make this happen.
You just gotta cast the rest of your spells first, apparently.
Yeah.
You only need a storm count of, let's see, 17, 34.
44? So 30, less than that because of this 1,000-year storm, and I can cast with Kess.
Oh right, the 1,000-year storm's gonna make 1,000,000 of those.
Well, each of the
don't trigger storm.
Riveting, engaging gameplay, right? I'm almost done.
Maybe in the interest of not boring everyone to tears.
You know, I'll cast Tendrils here.
We'll see what happens.
I was going to offer or suggest that the rest of us scoop it up.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna put Tendrils on the stack, and then that can happen.
Yeah, not even have it.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta show you.
Not have it.
You might have misclicked like 10 times.
Madman.
Because it is not.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I've seen plenty of people manage to.
So I have 20. Oh, come on, you can do it, Moto. I believe in you.
Uh-oh. Maybe he breaks
Did you break it?
No, not yet. 13 spells, so I get 25 copies of Tendrils now because of this. Six, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Go. I think we can confidently say that you guys are dead. I will have to kill Kess. Oh, this is going to be miserable. I'm going to have to cast like 16 Price of Fame on Kess. Alright, we're almost done with the Storm turn, which means Tom can get into play.
Hearing this sound in my dreams.
Turn your game sounds off. It's a pro move.
No, you can't do that. You have to stay engaged.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3,
How?
4.
2 points times 10 to the power of what? Take me through this again, below.
I tapped basic land. Oh, yeah, okay, I want to hear this. 5, that should be the right number there. 2, there's all of those copies. Can I always yield to these Tendrils? No, I can't.
So, I want
Brad's got a food! I need to target him with another one. I need to tag you with 2 more. Fine.
So I wanna hit you guys with this.
Yep.
Today is indeed the first time we have had 8 people show up all at the same time that all want to play Commander. And it occurs to me that I didn't really have the infrastructure set up to like capture those people and get that going. So first of all, I just want to thank everybody who's here hanging out for showing up. And second, I want to promise you that when we do this again next week, I'm going to have the infrastructure so that we can either type a thing or join a channel and then get into that second game once there's 4 people waiting as well.
Yeah, you just talked about this last week too.
Well, what I was talking about last week was I was hoping we'd get 8 people. Now we did, and I realized I wasn't really ready for it, you know?
Alright.
But I will fix that for next weekend.
So I can kill Brad here with this. There we go. You take that one.
At least I didn't die first.
That one's targeting you. Okay, perfect.
Jer?
Yep.
Can you please rent me some cards?
I will shortly. Sorry, I have to kill my commander first. Okay. And then cast tendrils again.
I'll be right back with a beverage.
Cool. I hope I can choose same targets. Perfect.
There is a same targets button, so yeah, you should be okay.
So
30 plus Nyx Bloom agents. That is
30 plus.
I don't want to see. That sounds
oh,
like
what?
did something very wrong.
Do I have to surveil? Oh, perfect. Because I didn't bin any of them, it's just assuming I want the cards in the same spot. Oh, that's... Thanks, Moto. That's great.
Such
oh, wait, no, all these are fizzling because Kess is dead. Right.
I still want you to surveil too.
Oh, I would love for him to surveil too right now.
Let's just list more of his clock. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, Mordo.
This has been like a 15-minute turn.
I'm gonna lose before he runs out of time.
Yeah, I only have to cast 2 spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, Niv Mizzet can sit on top. That's fine. Cast Kess. Take some of this red mana. And now I should be able to cast Tendrils, target Mordos, pay the mana.
I was going to do my thing. Oh well.
There's still time.
There is definitely still time.
I'm pretty much dead.
Do you also have a food token that he didn't notice?
No.
Same targets. Oh, you go to 0. If only you had 1 more life, you could go to -1 like these guys.
That would be nice and...
That would be number wang.
Is that achievement unlocked?
That is definitely achievement unlocked. Yield through this turn. This should hopefully now... Oh, don't chug. Magic Online, don't do it. Don't do it.
Alright, boys, let's wrap this up.
Don't do it. I'm trying to let Magic Online do it.
Yeah,
oh, okay. There we go. It did resolve the copies. God. All right. I'm going to finish my life story before we take 5 to do some bio stuff and get the players for round 2 in here. Remember what? Call you an otter? I've done that like 3 times. Is it just member my life story? Because that's happening. If I missed something, please let me know.
I mean, it's not November, so I'm not sure what else we have to remember.
That's true.
Ryan, if you're still out there, you looking for a game, bud?
Oh, is Ryan in? Man, did I suppose I took like 8 million years to do that turn.
Well, Ryan posted in Discord.
Oh, gotcha. So, oh, sorry, you're a cute little otter. So, God, there's another life story that occurred during that turn. Yeah, so after bumming around for a while, you know, I ended up getting like a Facebook message out of the blue from somebody I didn't know who turned out to be my old friend Kevin's girlfriend, who was throwing a birthday party for him, a surprise party, and wanted me to come out because she knew that we were friends. So I went out there that night, and that party is where I met my wife. She was friends with again one of Christine, who was Kevin's girlfriend's friends. we met that night. I forget who it was. I think it might have been, it was either Amber or Eden that had complimented my eyes, and Nicole come up and just like, well, mine are better. She has heterochromia, one green eye, one blue eye, super cute. And she was right. Her eyes were better. I like completely ignored her for that night. I was in a relationship at the time. The girl I was with cheated on me that night, but that was a train wreck of a relationship anyway. So, I guess that's just how it was supposed to be. A little while later, you know, we had met each other at another party, and there was a bunch of her friends were going. No, before that, we had started talking on Facebook, and ended up going and like playing at a kids park in the rain on the swings and shit, and it was super fun. Went back to her place, hung out for a while. And I was so smitten by her that as I was leaving her building, I ended up lighting my cigarette in the stairwell, not thinking about it, because I was just like walking on air at that point. Got home about 3 or 4 days later, I think. Her and a bunch of her friends were going to karaoke. She invited me along. Yeah, no, that was just a hangout. Genuinely. I went to karaoke. We all ended up back at Kevin and Christine's place, and her and I got together that night, and it's been wonderful ever since. About a year into dating, we moved in together. We had our trials and tribulations there. On my birthday a few years ago, we come home from a local board game cafe called the Boardroom with some of our friends to discover that there was mice in our apartment. And that's the day that I discovered that my wife is deathly afraid of mice. So we ended up like moving out basically that night. The only place we really had to go was to stay with my parents, who were a little over an hour away from our jobs by car. And we spent 3 months commuting back and forth for like over, 2 to 3 hours each day, which was fucking miserable. After that situation, we got into a lovely apartment in Halifax where we lived for a couple of years. We ended up getting married in that living room on her birthday last year, and then we flew to Cuba with... we were going to go to Cuba anyway. We decided that it made sense, because we're practical people. Like, if we were going to get married beforehand and kind of treat that as a honeymoon. So our friends that we were traveling to Cuba with, we asked them to witness and officiate our wedding. We got married in the morning, all said and done. Like, I had a jacket and pants from Value Village. Nicole actually found her wedding dress at Value Village. And, like, between buying that there and getting it dry cleaned, it was like $150. And it was just spectacular. We have a photo album full of photos from a professional photographer that we had actually gotten a coupon for when we got our passport photos. So everything just kind of lined up perfectly. We spent like less on the wedding than we did on going to Cuba. And we decided to do that because now we trying to buy a house. So that's where we're at now. A few years ago I went to college for...
Continue. Let's recruit 3 people and get them in for this game.
Right. I need to get you cards as well, right? Is it just those 3?
Waiting, right? And you got to get me 3 boluses.
3 whole boluses. Hold on. Can I clear this card?
Wait, that's right. I got to leave this event real quick because my deck isn't actually ready yet.
Right. Nickel bolus. All 3 of these cards. I'm sensing a theme here, Tom.
Yep, that is the theme.
Okay. So I want this guy. I want this guy. And I want this guy.
So Boyle's definitely waiting. We'll definitely get him in. I don't know. Rachel, do you have time? Are you in? Or I know she said she had to go.
Okay, those cards should be coming around. I should have clicked that a long time ago because we knew that Card Hoarders bots were a little slow this morning. Yeah. To rewind a little bit, I went to college for essentially electrical engineering light. I'm an electrical technologist by trade and now an industrial mechanic who has been laid off for over a month. And because of that, y'all get to enjoy higher production value streaming. That's my life.
Not about.
Call me. We'll talk about it.
You know, it occurs to me, because you went into relationship stuff that I didn't at all. Close with my story that if I'd done, I might still be going.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard some of your story, and one, it's an adorable story.
Well, that's good. The very short version is I met her 10 years ago.
Yeah. That's right. Together ever since.